We play and call it work.
We're live! Hello, everybody. How many people we got in stream today, Colin?
As of right now, I hope you guys can hear me.
Can you guys hear Colin? This is the important bit.
Can you hear me? Can they hear
Is
any
Colin
of us?
being heard? Can you hear me?
What is going on?
Oh, did you mess it up?
No, I think it's working.
Oh.
The soundboard's just not giving me light, so I got concerned.
Are people saying
Oh,
that?
they can hear me.
Oh, they can hear.
I have a microphone this time.
Yeah, so welcome everybody to this week's Sit and Talk. You've got me, Josh, here to answer all your questions. And we've got Cullen. I finally told Cullen he's not allowed to have any more excuses and he must be mic'd up.
I apparently sound like I'm underwater. Well, isn't that interesting?
Do they realize that's just what you sound like as a person?
Maybe. Apparently I'm also mumbling, which I also do.
Yeah, that's just Cullen, an underwater mumbler.
Through a phone?
You what?
Apparently it sounds like I'm through a phone.
Well, that's not good, bud. Am I through a phone?
Does Josh sound fine, everybody? Why am I John Cena now, Cavalry?
They can't see you.
There's a little bathroom reverb. Josh just came back from the bathroom.
Did I bring the reverb with me?
Okay,
Well,
so
anywho, let's jump into this.
you sound good, apparently.
This is the second live sit and talk I've done. So again, if you're not familiar with the format, I go ahead and just answer questions both from people live and questions people have left for me on the previous week's sit and talk. So actually, Colin, what's next week look like? What's the plan, buddy? You're the live maestro.
Sorry, what? I was reading chat.
You're supposed to pay attention, man. I said next week. What's the game plan here?
Oh, so next week on Thursdays, which is again what the sit and talks are typically streamed at, we're actually going to be doing D&D because Tuesday, which is when we normally do D&D, is Christmas.
It's true.
So next Thursday there will not be a sit and talk, but a D&D live stream. So then still leave your comments for Steve on the video, but he will be the following week probably.
The week after that, it should be back to normal.
I think so.
So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and just jump right into the questions. Now, I'm going to be starting off with all the questions that were left as comments on the previous sit and talk. And Cullen, you want to tell everybody at home how it works for them asking me questions when we get to that?
So if you would like to leave Josh a question, make sure to use the command ask. So that is ! Ask, a space, and then you leave your question, and that'll be queued up for Josh so he doesn't have to stare at the nonsense that is the entire chat.
Right. Even though that's typically, I really enjoy staring at the nonsense that's chat, it doesn't work when I'm the one that's commenting live. So let's just jump right into this. We're going to go to, I totally have this ready, last week sit and talk with Matthew and answer some questions. Read some comments and see what happens. So first of all, we got Zergalurgadurg, my favorite username, probably my favorite username to say. Hey Josh, 2 questions for you. With the release of Marnie's Kelgar as a Primaris Marine, are there any other named characters you like to see? Would be cool to see have the same treatment. Overall, like I don't mind the Primaris Marines, but I'm not like hugely in love with them. I would love to see some, you know what, probably Captain Lysander would be the one I'd pick.
Did you open the queue?
I haven't opened the queue yet.
You should probably open the queue so when people have the command ask, it actually works. So anybody who just put a question in, you're going to have to retype that because Josh didn't hit open. And I'm blaming him for this one.
I wasn't told to click open yet.
You were clicking it so many times before stream.
And you were yelling at me to stop, Cullen. So this is doubly your fault, my friend. Okay, so yeah, I think Captain Lysander would be cool to see him get the Primaris treatment. But other than that, I think any character getting redone would look cool. Also, if you could add a new Primaris model to the range, something different or new, what would it be? Oh, you see, you already prefaced it. Other than Deathwatch Lieutenants, that is.
I knew, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that coming.
I got one for you. No, I'd want a regular lieutenant. Getting the Primaris treatment. I think I would like to see, and whether or not it was Primaris, Oh, geez, I don't know now. I was going to say like a proper main battle tank for the Marines, but I don't think that would really fit with their style of warfare. But I guess they'd have some of them. So yeah, I guess a proper main battle tank would be nice. Because the Predator isn't one at all. Why are you concerned? Why does it smell like smoke in here?
The window's open.
Ah, somebody's out there hacking a dart. Okay. Bonus question: are you going to get a Valkyrie for your guard to use the fun new specialist attachment rules? Probably not. I mean, like, it's a cool idea to have a Valkyrie, and I might get one because I like how they look, but not specifically for using it with the detachment rules, because, it's cool, but whatever. Like, I would probably get one to use with the Mordians more than the Stormtroopers. All right, jumping to the next one here. We'll go back and forth between the queue of questions and the ones that I have here.
But before we do that, we got BrodyMan2 subscribed with Twitch Prime.
Woo! Thank you, Brody Man.
You're the best.
Goes a long way to helping to support what we're doing here.
Maybe you should do a plug on that.
For what? What?
You should plug our Twitch subscription.
Maybe you should, bud.
You're running the show.
You've got a beautiful... No, see, you're running the show. I'm the somewhat incapable of doing anything proper talent, I guess, for the show. Like, you're the maestro to this orchestra.
Don't put your blame on me.
But yeah, for anybody that is interested in supporting us, obviously, you know, a Twitch subscription goes a long way. Silver Vault membership, any support that we get, we're hugely thankful for. And big thanks to everybody that actually shows up to watch these live shows, because it's the interaction with you folks that actually make this fun for people like me to do. So, big thanks for that. But we're going to jump over to Aaron next. Josh, you need to get Lee back on camera. I missed the interaction between you two. Yeah, so Lee is one of the most shy people you've ever met. And, or that I've ever met, I guess. I might be able to convince him to do a live show eventually, but I'd probably have to have him like sitting off screen with Cullen, just talking. Because he gets such anxiety being in front of a camera. It would take a while to drag him in front of a camera live. How are your Titans coming? They're doing pretty well, actually. Lee's working on them right now. So I've got 2 Warlords, 2 Warhounds, and a Reaver that are all getting done. And I'm waiting for them to release more weapon spruce before I decide what else I get. Watching some bat reps on other channels, changed my mind about the game. It's really tactical, and I love that they're not removing half your army off the board in turn 1. That's true. They've done a very good job with Titanicus in that you're not really going to get tabled off the board turn 1. You might get mauled pretty bad, but these Titans are able to take a ton of damage because of the system that they have built for how damage works in Titanicus. So even though like it feels like you're getting work done, you're not removing models, and there's a chance to respond back. You really got to wear the Titans down to kill them, especially the big guys. Are there going to be equipment upgrades in the next season of Death Watch? You guys going to stick to the same equipment throughout? So we are going to do, I can tell you we've filmed some of them, and there are the equipment upgrades that we're doing, as well as like the standard upgrades for the Marines themselves. But let's go ahead. We're going to jump over to the queue, answer some of the live questions here after I have a drink.
Just so you know, Adam from Greenleaf Terrain says, "Woo, take your shirt off."
Is he subscribed?
No.
Oh, okay. Come on, bud. Your spare parts. You don't get to ask for that if you're not a subscriber.
He got timed out. Eric timed him out.
Adam's one of my favorite people ever. Okay, so we're going to start off here. Let's get through a couple of these. Kev Barry, what are your predictions for Games Workshop 2019 besides the obvious Sisters and Gene Stealers? I don't really do the predictions anymore. I find I have a lot more fun just kind of going with the flow and seeing what they come out with. Because otherwise, like, I find that I get my hopes up if I really start to think about what I think they should be putting out. So, no real predictions, but I am looking forward to seeing new factions for Age of Sigmar, whatever they happen to come up with. When does Cullen's... This is Rainbow?
Are you hitting next question after you answer them?
Do I hit pick next?
Yes.
Yes.
You saw the mouse?
No.
told you not to have that.
I know, and I told you I was going to keep it. What? Why do you hate the mouse so much?
Hey, Moo2 just gifted Adam a sub.
Dang it. Okay. So, I think the guy's name is Rainboned, which is kind of funny. Josh, when does Cullen's replacement start? I don't know. I guess sometime after Cullen keeps being so lippy.
What's going on? Why am I what?
Josh, when does Cullen's replacement start? Was the question.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah. I don't know. Are you getting replaced?
That's what it sounds like.
Wow.
Good luck.
Yeah. Hopefully this time they know what they're doing. It's fun to bug Cullen when he's got the mic set on, so you can hear him be upset, but you can't see him be upset. Okay, we got Belfor. What are your wargaming and miniature goals for the upcoming year? Get, play, etc. I need to continue to clear up my collection and get stuff painted, so I really want to start to get into some of the more specialist kind of little niche games. So Titanicus is really big there right now. Kings of War is another one that's really high on my priority scale to get playing the game. Lord of the Rings is way up there. And then I've been looking at a couple different games. I want to start getting... I've been doing a little bit of filming with Rob for Team Yankee. So I want to get more of that going. And I'm realizing more and more, because I talked about doing my own channel, I still want to go down that road eventually and maybe try something and cover some of the games that we don't cover here. But I think getting to play on like Steve's channel and Rob's channel, I want to get a little bit more of that going on as well. But yeah, there's a couple games I've been looking at. Cruel Seas from Warlord Games. It's a new one that looks really, really interesting. But I'm trying not to buy too many new games right away because I know I'm going to throughout the year. I can't help it. But yeah, Kings of War is way up there, and Titanicus is way up there. Those are two big ones right now. And of course, wanting to keep playing a bunch of 30K and keep pushing other people to start. See, I clicked pick next that time, Colin.
Wow.
I did it. I did a thing.
Wow.
Wow.
The big question is, are you going to remember 4 weeks from now when you have to do this again?
No, of course I'm not. I'm going to remember halfway through the stream. I'm going to forget to do it, and you'll hear me scrolling. You know what I'll be scrolling on? This mouse. When are we getting some Adeptus Titanicus content? Hopefully sooner rather than later. I think a big thing here is that there's not a ton of people that really play the game locally, so I haven't had the chance to play a whole ton, so I'm not super comfortable having guests travel all the way in to come play Titanicus against me, because I don't have the experience level yet. But I'm trying to think, in early January, David White should be down, and if things go to plan, both of us should have painted Titanicus armies that we can play a couple games of. How many get recorded, I can't say. Hopefully more than none.
Convincing.
Yeah. Well, it's all about honesty, Colin. I'm a very straightforward, honest person. That's what I go for. Not only making promises I can't keep.
Typically, don't people say transparency?
You can't see through me.
That's
What am I, some kind of ghost?
Yeah.
Next up, we got Unpure. So which Primarch is next for 40K? I don't know. Hopefully it's a Loyalist. I have no idea, though. It should have been, Rust should have been the first one, so I've given up on trying to have any predictions about the Primarchs and where they're taking the story. Because they set everything up for Rust to come back, and they're like, and Rowboat. For some reason.
Because Ultramarines are Ultramarines.
I know. I should have seen it coming. I shouldn't have let myself get hurt again. Let us jump back. Running Ronin. I don't even know what... Huh? 1405.47. That's not a question. I think they pass it on their keyboard, and that's just the keys they hit. Okay, so keep putting some questions in the queue. We'll get back to them in a second. We're going to jump back to some questions or comments that were left for me on last week's video. We got LeBaron 950. Hey Josh, I'm looking to purchase a new rifle. I wanted your advice on what to get next. Okay. I used to do this for a living, so like it's weird not being able to ask you questions here. For reference point, I have a 1940 Mosin as the only rifle in my rifle in my arsenal so far. But I have experience firing 5.56 through the Canadian Air Force. Is that or Canadian Armed Forces? I only have a non-restricted PAL, so no AR-15s just yet. Haha. Well, I don't know. What would you want a rifle for? Like, what do you want to use it for? What do you want to spend on it? I don't know. I don't have all the answers here. I can't help you. If you're looking for something in 5.56, like, okay, so you mentioned an AR-15. So if you're thinking about going that route, you want a semi-auto 5.56. Buy a Mini 14, a Ruger Mini 14. They're awesome guns. I've got one. There, buy that, or give me more information on what you're looking for. Next up, Monkey Germs. That's a pretty good one. I like that one.
Yuck.
Matt, it's not even for me.
You should have pre-read it before you said it out loud.
I let myself get hurt again. Ah, jeez. Okay, well, too bad. Oh, jeez. Burnderman. Hi, from Belgium here. I hope to see some Lord of the Rings bat reps, but I still love all the other games. I hope you guys will keep going for a few more years. Get a lot of inspiration for my campaigns that I'm supporting and running myself. Hopefully we're going for more than just a few more years. I think we're all kind of banking on it at this point.
The confidence is, that makes us feel safe.
Yeah, geez. I hope we keep at least going for a few more years, too. We've got a very nice new building we're moving into.
True.
As far as Lord of the Rings bat reps, we're slowly working our way there. I can tell you that right now, Steve and Mitch are filming Lord of the Rings. Like, at this moment. I just don't know if he's filming it for his channel or MiniWarGaming. But yeah.
Didn't you know that being a manager?
I know that he's using the studio. Like, at this point, I just care about the studio space. Because we want to start filming some stuff. Yeah, and I know we had talked a little bit about he wanted to start filming and playing. But whether he was going to film a little bit and could film it in a little bit more of a goofy, fun play style, put it up on his channel and get feedback, and we can kind of use that feedback. Mm-hmm. I'm not really sure which route he was going on that one.
Okay.
But yeah, Luca's almost done painting his stuff. Kenny's almost done painting his stuff. Apparently Corporal Harris has got stuff that's ready to go. My stuff's out getting painted right now. Cullen is going to get his stuff painted by the new year.
What?
Right? Because you've got Easterlings, don't you?
They're up there.
That, you know what? That cardboard box that they're in really gives me a lot of confidence that, yeah, you'll have them done. Okay. But hopefully, yeah, sooner rather than later.
All of my paint stuff is in Toronto.
Okay, let's jump back and ask some of the questions being asked. I guess semi-live, like you were live when you asked them, but I'm not answering them like in the same moment. I can't say that name. Cullen, 140552. What's that username?
1405?
Yeah, 140552.
Yeah, I don't have seconds on my time counter.
I want to hear how you say it. The question is, when are Dark Angels killing all the Primaris Marines? I don't know if you're familiar with how good the Dark Angels seem to be nowadays, but I don't think they're killing anything. They're not...
Yeah, you can have a good discussion on Steve on that one.
I know. Just have Steve rage out about it. I don't really know what's happening with the Dark Angel and the Primaris Marines, because I haven't kept up on as much of the current 40k lore as I normally would. Just because I've been busy with other stuff in the meantime. But yeah, I don't think the Dark Angels are capable of killing
dark,
anybody.
I can't read it. Oh, okay, so I just highlight.
Oh, yeah, that should have been an easy one there.
Ooh. Is a 1 an E? Is a 1 another L? What does a 1 mean?
I don't know.
But it's 1 Zeb.
Let's go to the next one. Light in the Dark. Will there be a apocalypse type game for AOS? Mad points to just throw down. I would love to do it. I think the closest we come to that is doing the Triumph and Treachery games. But as far as like a more traditional apocalypse, one person with a ton of points versus another person with a ton of points, I'm not really sure. it's not high on the priority scale to get done, but if the opportunity arises for us to do it, I would love to see that. That'd be super cool. Let's see next here. We got Blody. It's Blodyy. How would you pronounce that?
Yep, you got it.
No, give it a whirl. Let's hear it.
Lottie. Lottie.
What is the worst thing that happened to you today, and why is it Cullen's fault? You know what? I'm not sure what it is, but I am sure that it's Cullen's fault.
Isn't it always my fault?
It is always your fault.
It's okay. I'm underwater today, so
yeah. I'm assuming it's somebody that just doesn't know what you sound like normally, because you do kind of sound like you're underwater most of the time.
I can see that.
Yeah, you talk from like the back nasal region of your head.
I guess I don't have a front nasal region of my head.
Well, you do, but you don't use it to talk. You just kind of talk like this.
I don't even know what to say about that. How do you comment on the way you talk? I don't know how to talk differently, Josh. This is how I've been talking for 23 years.
So I've done it forever. Alrighty. We're going to jump back to some not live comments. We got Ogres Forever, all capitals. I love it. Josh, I live in Australia and love watching your Beast Claw and Ogre Bat Reps with my 2 sons. Please keep them coming. I will do my best to. I don't get the chance to play as much as I used to, and that seems to be happening more and more that I don't have the time to play, but I should have one coming out pretty soon, actually. Another Beast Claw game. Also loved your Oak and Iron and Blood and Plunder Bat Reps. Are you planning on doing any more in the new year? There's no current plans, but I would love to continue to work with Firelock Games to cover their games, because I really like them. I really, really like those games. So hopefully the 2 companies can work something out and we can do some more coverage. I was hoping you could give my 2 boys a shout out, Ethan and Hellcannon.
I was really hoping it was going to be Ethan and Ela.
No, so what is going on? Ethan and Cannon, I assume, is the other little fellow's name. He's just got Hell in brackets in front of it. I mean, that'd be a pretty metal name, but like that would be tough kind of growing up in school being named Hellcannon.
Just imagine the teacher. Hellcannon.
You know what? That would be the most rocking kid out there, though.
You just look up and it's like in a leather jacket.
I was gonna say, yeah, he'd have the studded leather jacket and all that. His hair in a mohawk. Oh, that could be so cool. That kid's already cooler than I am. But what's going on, guys? Ethan and Cannon. Hopefully you're enjoying the content I've been putting out recently. Thanks so much. Keep up all the awesome work you guys do, and have a Merry Christmas. P.S. Your beard is awesome. Cheers, the Hog family. Well, Merry Christmas to you too. Hopefully you guys get the chance to enjoy some nice Christmas time together and, watch some fun content. And then, actually, he's back. Hog family. Because this is getting signed off as Hog family, so I want to pretend that they're all like typing together. Josh, just to add, we are new Vault members and absolutely loving it. The whole family loves all the stuff you guys produce. Well, thanks so much for supporting us by being Vault members. It's I think it's no big secret. I say it every bat rep, but it's the Vault members that kind of keep us going here at MiniWarGaming, so I appreciate the support so much. We can't choose a favorite MiniWarGamer, so we will say thanks to all of you, from Cullen behind the scenes and you, Matt, Dave, Steve, Luca, Kenny, and Chris with his amazing painting. Kenny doesn't count. He's just a hanger-on.
Let the boy have some love.
we pay him in hamburgers. He's fine. You really do produce highly entertaining, exciting product. So that is why we had to become silver members to do our part to keep MiniWarGaming going. P.S. Can't wait to come stay at the bunker. Thanks again, Hog family. Well, thank you so much for all the kind words, and thank you for the support. I can't say enough how much it means.
Very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it's super nice. Okay, let's jump back to some of the quasi-live comments.
Also?
Rainboned
gave 500 bits and said I'm doing a great job. Thank you, Rainbone.
I assume he meant I was doing a great job.
Sure, we'll say that he spelled Josh wrong.
Why do you think? Yeah, it's a weird typo. It came up Cullen. Well, thank you, Rainboned. You have a hilarious to say name. Next up, we got Lick Torin. Lictorin. For the next Death Watch kill team, MiniWarGaming should put 3D printed heads of each of their employees on the minis. Well, that could have been interesting. We've already started filming it, and but the one after that, I guess that could be an interesting concept. Depending on who's playing. I feel like certain minis would just get thrown into really dangerous situations over and over and over again.
Yep.
Yep.
You're like, Luca, you're going to walk next to this cliff.
Yeah, constantly. Like, oh man, they got a lot of guns. Somebody's going to go in first to soak up all the firepower. Go, Steve.
You got this.
I think that's what it would degrade into pretty quickly.
Yeah.
How many times can we kill Steve?
Would it have, like, real rules where every time Steve took off his helmet and smelled the atmosphere, he would just throw up?
Just blah.
He'd have to spend the next turn vomiting?
He'd have special rules for throwing up in his helmet.
Oh, gosh.
That could be fun, though.
Oh, we got 4 bits from Bloody.
Bloody. How do you say your name? And thank you for the bits.
Something about Rainbow should pay Cullen for his performance? What performance am I doing?
What performance aren't you doing, bud? You know what? I need your help on this next one. It's a long one, Cullen. You ready?
Timestamp.
Sergeant Lawson, 140807. Go.
Sergeant Lawson?
Yeah.
All right. Josh, would you go... Let me try this again.
How'd you get stuck on the word for?
Josh, would you go for another round of Mordheim / a Warhammer 40k equivalent against Luca, Cullen, and the Mountain? I would love to see another Puka type situation. Puka the Vampire Slayer.
Puka the Vampire Slayer.
I guess he was a Puka the Vampire, not even a Vampire Slayer.
I think in that Mordheim, because that got degenerate that whole campaign super quick. Because if memory serves, did we do 2 of them?
No, I think it was only 1.
Was it only 1? Because I don't remember playing against Luca. I think I played against Luca once,
okay.
And then they just had me thrash you over and over and over again. No, there was at least 2, but I think I only played in one of them because you had the Skaven.
No, I think I was literally the same campaign where I switched mid.
Oh, did you switch? Is that what it was?
Why? I had a movement 2 warrior priest.
Yeah, I just remember. Do you still have nightmares about the Bogenhofen Free Company?
Oh, the crossbows.
Yeah, the Tower Guard, I think they were.
Yeah,
they were amazing.
That was awful.
I love those fun little skirmish games, and I would love to do another one. Sure, I'm pretty much always down to play games as long as I have the time to.
And I mean, if you are itching for Mordheim content, there should be some coming up soon.
Hopefully, I'm not sure.
When is that going out?
He's gonna finish. Steve's been filming more time. I just don't know if it's. I don't think the series is done yet. He's gonna get the crew back together to film more. But way to throw him under the bus there. Now he's got to get her done.
What? That was a serious question. I wasn't trying to throw him under the bus. I don't know why I
sound like Mickey Mouse. Whoa, kiddies. We got Demon's Wrath 808. What's the best units I should use for my Black Legion army, including Khorne Berserkers, because my army is the Hounds of Abaddon? Here's the thing, Demon's Wrath. I'm going to be brutally honest with you, bud.
Josh's feet smell.
Yeah. No, they smell awesome. The Black Legion, unfortunately, you're playing an army of failures. You know, all the way down to... Well, I mean, let's look at it in the lore. Why would you want to play Black Legion? Play a cooler Legion.
What do you think is a cooler Legion, Josh? You're going to say Night Lords.
No, I was going to say Night Lords. There's a bunch of them. No, I like to pick on the Black Legion because, I mean, they're a bunch of failures led by Abaddon the Failure. And the only bigger failure was Horus. So, I mean, you're kind of, it's a tough thing you're inheriting there. But no, if you were actually going for a cool Black Legion army, I would focus... see, here's the thing: is do you want to play a cool lore type Black Legion army, or do you want to play a more competitive one? From the competitive aspect, I have no idea. No idea. If you want a cool concept, I would love to see a very Terminator heavy Black Legion army. I think that would be super cool. Next. Rainbowed is back. What is your opinion on the double turn in Age of Sigmar? I think it's great when I get a double turn. I think it's terrible when the other person does. The honest answer is I think it's a really cool concept. I like the direction they're going. I don't think it's the best rule, but I think it's kind of cool because I like working with the unknowns. The I go, you go is kind of a dated concept for me. And I think there's better ways to do it. My favorite way right now, which wouldn't work for 40K, it's not what I'm saying, it wouldn't work for other games, but my favorite way is the way that Bolt Action does it.
The dice in the bag?
Dice in the bag. And the quick explanation is, let's say I'm playing an army with 10 units, Cullen's playing an army with 6. I put 10 dice in the bag, Cullen puts 6. At the start of turn, we shake it up, pull a dice out, and whoever's dice it is, they fully activate one unit. And once they're done activating, you shake the bag up and you pick another one out. I think that's the most fun one I've seen.
Yeah, it seems like they were trying to do somewhat of like that random activation, but they just kind of...
Well, kudos to them for experimenting around and trying to break their mold of what they typically do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's not the best rule in the world, but I think what it represents of them trying to change up the game design a little bit and change up the turn sequence, I'm super into that. So I'm not going to knock the double turn like a lot of people do. It's not my favorite thing, but it's a step in a very interesting direction for me.
Okay.
We're going to jump back to reading some more of the ones. I think I got like 1 or 2 more here from the previous week's Sit and Talk, so let's get these out of the way. We got Horace Harassi.
Horace Harassi?
Well, I assume Horace Harassi was taken as a username.
This is Harassi!
Yeah. Josh! Hi, I live in Sweden and love the game of Warhammer 40k, and my main army is Chaos Space Marines. I have a question about how to make them work better since it seems I can't manage to win with them no matter which list I pull out. I have a hard time with tanks and bigger targets, and I don't have access to Renegades, sadly. So here's my question. What do you consider to be a strong list with Chaos Space Marines in 8th edition? I honestly can't say because I don't play them enough. I assume you're going to mix in a bunch of different cool stuff. My favorite list to play is my really kind of crummy Night Lords list with a lot of Chosen with a lot of Plasma. And even though it's not super strong, I've been able to win with it enough. But that's, I mean, like a strong list seems to be the drop-in with Obliterators that have the Marcus Lanesh kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't like cookie-cutter build armies. So yeah, I guess you got to find what works for you. But feel free to shoot me an email. We can kind of discuss back and forth because I'm curious what you have in your collection and your play style. And like, I love talking about that stuff, but I find there's going to be a back and forth that I have with people before I can really kind of give my opinions on what works for them. Because I really don't believe in this is what the internet or this is what somebody says is best, so this is the best thing. It's whatever you can make use of the best. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Does it?
Being the only person to answer your rhetorical question.
Thank you. Well, they can answer in the chat, kind of.
On that sweet 15-second delay.
I guess so. Next up, we got Big Mikey. Okay, so Large Michael here. Josh, I hereby challenge you to a Stone Gauntlet face-off. Because who doesn't want to watch Toughness 5 Marines shoot each other with bolters for 6 hours? He's talking about 30k, the Stone Gauntlet Imperial Fists. But of course, there'll be apothecaries in those giant squads. So hitting on 3s, wounding on 5s, 3 up armor, 5 up feel no pain. That would be riveting, folks.
Sounds just awful.
Yeah, I know that does. That's probably the most awful sounding thing I can think of for 30k. Can't wait to see them in a bat rep. Anything new and exciting you wish to talk about? Have a great Christmas, New Year's, holidays, etc., bro. Well, thanks so much, Big Mikey. Overall, I mean, there's a lot going on right now. I do have 1 or 2. I have 2 games coming up with the Imperial Fists, and they should be out pretty soon with the new stuff that I got. So pretty excited about that. And then stuff for the new year. Actually, I think the thing I'm currently most excited about is I'm going to put Cullen on the spot in a second, but we'll see how he reacts. I got off a conference call just recently with Terrace from Geek Nation Tours. And we're starting, we've got pretty much everything rolling for the Salute 2019 tour we're going to be doing. I have a video out already on it, but you can go to Geek Nation Tours, which Cullen might be able to find and link in the comments. We'll find out.
I'm working on it.
So I'm super excited because that trip is Like, that's the ultimate wargaming trip for me, and getting to be a part of that, I'm super excited for. If you people have no idea what I'm talking about, there's a video on MiniWarGaming, and Cullen will hopefully be able to link that in just a second.
We're almost there. Oh, it's coming. It's coming in the comments. Boom. Commented. Now it's going to be a 15-second delay on that one.
Okay.
So you're going to see it before you even hear this.
I know they're going to be like, what the heck is this? But yeah, that's probably the most exciting thing for me right now. Even though the bunker is super exciting, getting to play some Titanicus and some Lord of the Rings soon is super exciting. The Geek Nation Tours video is kind of the big thing that I'm thinking about constantly. I don't know why I went like full Palpatine there. Unlimited power. I don't know. But yeah, okay, so let's jump back into comments that were left. There's not that many, folks. I guess it's been a while since I've answered them. Let's get through these. Euromatix 1993. Haha, I knew you wouldn't remember my internet name. Is that... I assume that's just David White or something. I don't know why I assume that's David White, but I assume it's him. Pick next. What's on the top of your model wish list right now? GeoFits 4. Oh, that's a rough one. I mean, like, my model wish list is typically pretty realistic stuff, and I have the opportunity right now that most of the time that there's something on my wish list, I just buy it. Are you getting cold putting your sweater on? It's a very nice looking sweater. I guess the top of my model wish list, I don't even know. Like, if somebody was just like, yo, pick any model you want right now and you can have it, I don't even know what I would pick. Dang, that's weird. Yeah, I'm not really entirely sure right now. What do you... Oh, you didn't think about your mic a whole lot there, did you, bud?
I muted it so they didn't have to hear me.
Okay, so you didn't think about it. Good for you. I wouldn't remember that.
Totally would have just heard it get caught on the inside of my sweater and me trying to unhook it.
Next, we got Sky Shield Pony. How do you maintain your beard? It's such a process. I get it trimmed about once a month, once every other month. And then, like, the daily routine is I got to blow dry it every single day. There's beard balm, there's beard oil, there's beard wash. There's a whole process.
What kind of brand of beard wash oil?
Okay, so I use a lot of stuff from Northern Beard Company. I really like a lot of their product.
I've heard of them before. Or maybe it's just because you had it on your desk at one point.
One or the other. And then, like, I use a homemade beard wash.
You're that guy.
Yeah. It smells lovely and minty. Super fresh. I don't know. I think it was, I just found a really good sounding recipe online and I decided to try it because you can make it super cheap. I think it cost me like $10 for 2 years supply.
I don't know, the word recipe for that just makes me laugh.
I think recipe is the right thing.
I would assume so. It just makes me sound like you're going to eat it.
No, I wouldn't eat this stuff. Yeah, it's a lot more work than I thought. What I did find out the other day, though, is the side of my the side of my beard has gotten long enough that I should be able to pull it all down and get a couple good little elastic bands going on. Because the issue with it, Colin, I'm going to explain it real quick. Well, it looks better with the multiples. Why do you get an elastic band?
I honestly think it came off the curtain. It's like from the curtain rod that I just hung.
Because the whole thing is, because I used to do it here and like I put a braid into it a couple times, but then the sides would just poof out.
Oh.
So like once it gets long enough that you can take the sides and bring them in tight, then it's just easier. Pick next. Zergalurgadurg is back. Hi, Josh. Since you're a huge 30K fan, what are you hoping to come from the Siege of Terra? Are we talking like the novels or the models or anything else? I guess I really hope they take their time and do it right. That's all I've really got for hopes for that. Is I hope they don't rush anything out. All right. Next. Oh, I double clicked. I must have missed that person's comment.
Did you really?
Oh no, it was just Aaron. Don't worry about it. Colin, what have you learned most about running the stream?
Streaming is hard. Audio sucks. That's why I'm underwater. I know how to use cameras, guys. I don't know how to use microphones. I didn't pay attention to those parts of film school.
That's fair. Next up, we got BG Krieger. Hey Josh, have you considered using Crusaders alongside your Mordians? I have considered using Crusaders, but I haven't found models I like well enough to use them. So yeah, I might eventually do some, but they're not really high up the priority scale right now. The next thing I'm adding to the Mordians is a couple command squads with plasma, because why not? Boop. Next up, we got Matthias Above. Josh, do you have any plans to start and learn a new Age of Sigmar army, or will you only play armies with big beards and too manly to wear shirts? Okay, so I really like Age of Sigmar as a system, but I don't. There's only a couple of the armies that I really have fallen in love with, and Beastfall Raiders, of course, because they're so cool. I had considered doing Caradron Overlords, but Steve kind of called dibs on them when they were first announced, and then he never followed through with it, and I kind of, had lost interest at that point. So Caradrons was kind of a missed opportunity for me. I hope they're going to come up with another cool ogre-type faction, but I'm not really sure. I really like Age of Sigmar, it's just none of the armies other than the Beast Claws, which we have a studio army of already, have spoken to me enough that I really want to collect a whole thing myself. If that makes sense.
So because they already have winter ogres.
I said I wanted fire ogres.
I was gonna say, do you want some summer ogres? Some ogres in swim trunks and.
I'll play that. Okay, Colin, you need to help me. Brick, 14, 22, 28.
I'm on it. Oh, that was easy. Hey, Josh. Hopefully coming to play at the new building in the spring, or hopefully coming to play. Okay, he just put a question mark at the end of that. It confused me. Waiting to hear back from you. Do you like playing for fun or competitive playstyle? Also, I echo Matthias Bove's question.
I can't remember. I read Matthias's a minute ago, and I can't remember what it is. Okay, so Brick, if you're one of the folks...
Army one.
Oh, the new AOS Army one? Okay. So if you're one of the folks, I should be able to get back to most of the people on my email list by Monday. We finally have some dates, so I can start to book people. Because we've been on a big booking freeze when it comes to anything close to bunker time. But I finally, as of yesterday, got a couple dates so I can start the process of working things out.
Okay.
So, yes. Playing for fun or competitively, I think... I don't like to play win at all costs, but I don't think that, is competitive necessarily. There's win at all cost players. So more and more that I talk to the guests, I've started to describe my play style, and what I enjoy about the game is I enjoy competitive narrative. As in, I play to win, but the armies, I want them to make sense. I enjoy faction correctness for factions fighting against each other, as well as how the armies are built, whether it's monocodex or what they're allied with. If there's two forces that it makes sense that they're fighting, one army, the composition makes sense in the lore, cool. And if they're fighting another army that meets the same criteria, those are the games I like. Because I've gotten away from saying I'm a casual player, because I'm not really casual, because I am a competitive player. I'm just not an organized play tournament player. So I enjoy the competitive narrative type of play style, I guess. Pick next. Oh, this is you, Cullen. What are you naming your first child? Cannon? He didn't spell it like that. It's spelled differently. He had it Kannon. I guess it's one letter off.
He's just Cannon with his K instead of a C, so
I guess it was closer. Yeah, I know I made fun of you for typing it that way, but I guess it was closer than I thought.
So you answer my question?
I'm not planning on having any kids, but I guess sure. If I have one, I'll name him Cannon.
Fine, I'm gonna hold you to it.
Cool. You show up at the hospital?
Yeah.
No. The more I say it, the more cool it sounds.
Cannon Nelson.
Right? That kid sounds awesome. Okay. Next, we got the Trapdoor Ogre. What army from AOS would make a good count stats for 40k or vice versa? I think okay. So if you want a count stats army, because the demons are the easiest one to do. You could do a demon army and it works in all the different game systems. So I mean that's the simplest way to do it. Or you could go the route of I think Caradra. If you wanted like one you could use in both systems and have it not just be demons, which actually exist in both systems. I would love to see a counts as Imperial Guard / Caradron Overlord army. I think that would be super cool. So I guess that's my pick. Or the other one I've seen actually is a Skaven / Admech army.
Oh, well, Scryer stuff?
Yeah. All sorts of weird, like, freaky deaky. Because they don't have proper rules for Dark Mechanicum right now. But you could just, and whatever, I guess they're Imperium Allegiance, but you could do Dark Mechanicum looking stuff. Have it be super cool and have it work for both systems. There's actually a couple, I don't think they do it for that purpose, but I've sent you some of the stuff. Some of the dudes from Russia and the Skaven armies that they've got.
Mm-hmm.
There's some amazing conversion stuff out there I've seen. So Skaven would be a lot of fun, and I think Caradron Overlords would be a lot of fun too.
Someone said the Ratari.
Ratarii.
So good. Well, that was Trapdoor Ogre who said it.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. Somebody sent me a video the other day too of they're like, because I guess they don't like I say Scutarii or Scutarii, depending on the mood I'm in. Talk about the individual Scutarius. Mm-hmm. And they're like, here's Duncan saying it a certain way. I don't care how Duncan says it. You sent me a video of Duncan saying it wrong, I guess.
So make sure you send Duncan this clip of
Josh send Duncan a video of me saying Scutarii, and he'll be super confused, I guess.
Or just send him a video of Josh saying, I don't care how Duncan says it.
Well, I mean, ultimately, I don't. I'm not going to be like, oh, like he's an amazing painter. I'm going to default to him on painting stuff because I can't paint myself out of a paper bag, but I don't care that he doesn't say it that way. I think my way is cooler. And historically interesting.
I enjoyed the finger on that.
Well, that's an awkward thing to say. Bloaty is back. Are you allowing Lee to play 30k tomorrow? Will you push his game back further again? How do people know about that?
He open vaults.
Oh. Okay, it's not my fault. That was Matt that pushed it back on him. But yes, unless something drastic happens, tomorrow Lee will be playing 30k.
What is drastic enough?
Honestly, I don't even know at this point. Like it's
calls in sick?
It does well because if Luca calls in, yeah, I guess if Luca doesn't show up, actually, yeah. The more I think of it, because it's Luca's buddies showing up to play too as guests tomorrow. So if Lee doesn't play 30k tomorrow, it is entirely Luca's fault.
Wow,
I'm putting the blame on him.
Shade.
I'm just being honest. Rainboned. Josh, without using the actual name, can you describe your favorite movie or TV show? Oh geez, how am I going to describe this? I can't even think of how I would do it. It's a lot of, hey, here's a river, pew pew. Love the smell of napalm in the morning. Yeah, there we go. That's as close as I can get. Sure.
I think that's the
without using the name.
Line.
Yeah, because I had two really bad descriptions for it, and I'm like, oh, whatever. Everybody else should know this reference, so boom.
Yes.
Don Cernet. What do you think the Model Forge will reveal this coming week? I know it's a Horus Heresy one because they've said it's in the character series. I don't know. I'm super excited. They've shown off some of the Blood Angels artwork, so hopefully it's something Blood Angels. Like the way that the axe looks and the head looks on it, or what I presume to be the head on the outline they've shown, it looks like some lame Space Wolf. But hopefully it's like a super cool Blood Angel model. But I don't know.
It's got an axe. That sounds like a Space
Well,
Wolf.
it looks like it's got an axe. It looks like it might have an axe. But they could be out of nowhere. It could be the Night Lord special character with an axe. There's plenty of people with axes in 30k.
We got Ethan Allens, who donated 2 bits with the hashtag charity. Because if you donate bits and use the hashtag charity, I think it's 20% of the profits go to the Direct Relief charity from Twitch. So,
oh, that's super cool. Thank you, then.
if you feel like donating to some charity while also supporting us,
Yeah.
throw some bits our way with the hashtag charity. We'd really appreciate
That's
it.
actually really cool. See, I don't know this stuff. I'm not on Twitch often enough. This is why you're the Twitch master.
That's a stretch.
You're the Twitch master here at MiniWarGaming.
Twitch enthusiast, maybe?
That doesn't sound as cool. Demon's Wrath 808. What's your favorite army and why? That's tough because what game system? And I mean, like, if it's a generalized question, that's super tough to answer. I think my favorite army, because it changes from time to time. Currently, my favorite army is Imperial Fists for 30k. Because I just bought them.
True.
Right? But I mean, yeah, see, there's so much to get into there. There's a lot of different cool ones for different game systems.
Just going to throw a comment out there that I think I forgot to mention. That with the ask command, you can only have one question going at a time.
Ooh, yeah, good point.
So if anybody's asking 2 questions in a row before Josh is answered, make sure to wait for him to answer your question, or the first question, and then you can submit another one after that.
We got Dr. Vulcan. If you could pick any car right now, what car would it be? I'm not really a car guy. I mean, like, I don't know. It just is a kind of cool car that I think would be something that, like, I should be able to afford.
I don't think it's about should be able to afford it.
But this is my mindset. Like, I wouldn't want a Lambo. Like,
okay, I wouldn't want one either.
Have you ever seen a fat guy trying to get out of a Lambo?
No, no.
Like, it's terrible. Yeah. A fat guy can fall into a Lambo, but he can't fall back out of it. So that's the thing, is I don't know, car-wise, I really like Subaru as a brand.
Mm-hmm.
So like a BRZ or something like that, or one of their little rally kind of cars. I think that would be super cool. But I don't know. I don't really go into the like the what's my dream this or dream that. I tend to just figure out what it is that I can afford, that's reasonable and be happy with, and then just go get it. And that's kind of always been my attitude. Was that Mumbles?
I would like an Audi R8, but
Yeah, they're cool too.
They're sweet. That'd be mine. Definitely wouldn't go for like the Lambo or the Bugatti or anything crazy like that. But
yeah, because I mean, I'm not enough of a car guy to fully appreciate something like that.
I'd die.
Yeah, there's that too. Well, like, I'd have to live in it. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to like fall my way back out.
Anything that like I couldn't leave in a parking lot and feel comfortable with is not a good car, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We have to park 80, the people park at the very back of the mall parking lot, so nobody gets near their car.
Well, I mean, okay, so I remember being in high school, there was one kid who always drove his Porsche to school. And it was an older one, but it's still a Porsche, it's still a nice car. And like, I don't know, he was kind of a buddy of mine. We didn't hang out that much, but every time I saw that thing in the parking lot, I'd put my bum on it. I don't know if that's like too much of an overshare, but yeah, just because I found it funny. This
is also before the time where you could send him a photo of you putting your bum on it.
It's true, yeah. I could get somebody to like draw a picture of it and send it to him. Mutu, hey, this is for you, Colin. At MiniWarGaming, you tried out low latency mode on Twitch. What 1439? It gives you a link.
Well, but what does that have to do with?
I have no idea. 14... That's why I told you. 1439. Mutu.
Oh yeah, he got. Nightbot doesn't allow people to put in.
I know.
So it got.
I guess you could whisper it to Colin.
But what is it? Low latency mode? I'm pretty sure we're on low latency mode. Or
I got no idea.
We're on the one with the biggest delay because it allows us to have the most consistent bit rates without causing too much stream lag. Because if you have a very quick delay, then it means there's more information to process all at once. And if you set it on the highest latency, that means there's more time for the internet to process.
I know you're talking, but I literally didn't hear a word you said.
This is why I don't talk sometimes.
Well, don't talk to me about it. Hard Rock Amigo.
Thank you, Aaron.
Hey, Josh, I sent you guys a gift 2 weeks ago from Germany. Some wooden plaques I made. Can you ask around if they've arrived yet, please? Did they arrive? Yeah. I haven't seen... Did they?
I think Matthew showed them off.
Why didn't I get to see them?
In the last... in the last Sit and Talk, I'm pretty sure. Matthew showed them off. I think.
But if you sent it 2 weeks ago from Germany, that seems like a pretty quick turnaround.
No, I specifically remember Matthew. I don't know if he just showed me or I'm pretty sure it was on the Sit and Talk. He just left for a second. It was very concerning. Oh, look.
Well, Hard Rock Amigo, I'm not sure.
See, look at.
Does he?
I'm watching Matthew Sit and Talk where he opens a thing of.
Why didn't I get to see the plaques?
You're not cool enough.
Matt's the worst.
See?
So I guess he did, but Matt just decided not to show me. I don't know if he showed everybody else. He showed the people watching the video. Matthias above. Josh, what drew you to the Imperial Fist instead of the other Loyalist chapters legions? I always just found them super cool in the fluff. Like in the lore, I've just always liked the Imperial Fist and the attitude of like, hey, this is our job. We're here to do our job. The bright yellow is super cool looking for Space Marines.
Josh likes yellow.
I like yellow. I think one of the things that got me hooked to because I had Blood Angels first, then I had Raven Guard, but I remember the 3rd or 4th edition Tau book. There's a black and white picture, and it's an Imperial diplomat talking to 2 of the Tau diplomats, and there's an Imperial Fist Space Marine there too, and there's a little fluff blurb about it. And that was just super cool. I remember Captain Lysander from the 3rd edition, I think he was Sergeant Lysander in the 3rd edition Space Marine book. He was a super cool character. They were always kind of just cool. So just the kind of attitude of just we're here to do our job. And for me, they're some of the most Space Marine-y Space Marines. Because like, what's their gimmick, right? Their gimmick is that they're yellow.
Yes.
Like, even the Ultramarines, which are supposed to be the most Space Marine-y Space Marines, they got this whole silly Greco-Roman theme going on. They got a million special units of characters. And the Imperial Fist, we got guys that are yellow, they're going to punch you to death. And I always really liked the Black Templars, too. And learning more and more when I was still new to the game about how the split happened and, you know, the Black Templars are continuing the crusade. That was super cool for me, so that's why I like them. Captain Obvious, 1442. Colin, you need to help me. While you're looking up that, I'm going to answer Demo Junior real quick. Are you guys going to Adepticon next year? The plan is that we're not going as a company, but a bunch of us want to go as individuals. So, kinda, maybe.
How is that going to work if we all want to go at the same time?
I don't know. We'll have to really plan for it, because the thing is, I just realized the other day. I'm pretty sure the way the schedule works is we're gonna go to Adepticon, for like a week, and then I get back for 2 days, and then I go to the UK for like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Oh, geez.
And then I get back from the UK, and then we are hopefully planning on moving to the bunker.
Wow.
So maybe like yeah.
So it's gonna be a good month push before that.
Oh yeah, super.
All right, so we got Captain Obvious here. Josh, I doubt that they will, but I think you agree AdMech need a transport. Sure, they have access to the drill, but it's expensive. A fair amount of the lore says that they have access to converted rhinos. Do you think GW will ever do this, or do you think the AdMech should instead have some other grav transport? Or are they fine with no transports?
I think they're fine with no transport, but they should have one because it's cool. The drill is super expensive from Forge World, but if you want a really cool looking alternate drill, go to it's Mantic Games, and it's I think it's Warpath, their sci-fi 28mm game, and I think it's their Ratmen, the Vermin. I think they have drills, and I think they're pretty much the right size, and they look super cool. And the price point's a lot better than the Forge World one. So I would definitely check that out. But I mean, in the lore, you could go either way with it. Like, it'd be cool for them to have access to transports. But again, it's just more transports they're putting out. Having access to modified rhinos and all that. I'd really like to see some of the other 30k vehicles them have access to. But then you run into the same problem of them being so expensive. Is Warpath the skirmish one or the full... yeah, size game? Do the Vermin exist in there?
Warpath. It looks like they're units.
Yeah, but like on the
Veermen?
sidebar, you should be able to find like the drop down for the Veermen.
Yeah, they're Veermen.
Yeah. Do they have vehicles in there? Oh yeah, there they are. There's the drills.
The Tunneler.
Yeah. I think those are super cool. I would use those in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Here, throw it in the... Can you throw it in the thing so people can see what we're talking about?
Boom. In the thing.
Bam!
Peanut butter and jam.
Oh, Philadelphia Phil Collins.
I've never seen this army before, but dang, there's some cool things.
Right?
Why didn't you show me this, Josh?
And that's the thing is, like, I love a lot of the different stuff on Mantic, and the price point's so good, but they got such cool models. Like, can you imagine using them as the basis for an AdMech army?
Oh, yeah.
Like, they've got... The Warpath is a cool enough game on its own, but, we play a lot more 40k than anything else here. There's a ton of really cool stuff on there. Did you see their Doom Wheel?
Yeah, it's like a futuristic Doom Wheel. That's so cool!
And I'd love to have that represent, like, maybe a Doom Crawler or one of the Striders or something. Like.
Yeah, one of the Dragoons or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we got DM Crab with a double B. Josh, is the to compensate for the lack of hair? I assume you meant to say beard. No, not really. Like, I've had a long beard since, like, I actually, when I was in college, I had a beard that was close to this long, and I had hair down past my shoulders. Excuse me, the beard is because I hate shaving. Like, I have really sensitive skin. And when I used to work as a lifeguard, all the constant chlorine made it even worse. You're just, like, completely... You're going to buy an army there, aren't you, bud?
They have a Rat King model!
Right?
Like an actual Rat King. Like the big thing of the rats with the tails. All to get... I gotta leave this. Gotta close that window.
No, the big thing is just, like... I'm also one of the guys... I don't get why guys are so sensitive with their hair falling out.
Yo, I love my hair.
I know, but, like... It's lame and it makes you sweaty.
I'd be pretty upset if I lost my hair.
I've always been cool being bald. Like, I used to always wear a buzz cut when I was growing up, and then I grew my hair out in college, and then after college, I buzzed it back down, and it just never came back.
Yeah, no.
I was always cool with that, though.
I refuse to buzz my hair.
I know you do. Yeah, because we used to talk about holding you down and just shearing you.
Because my coworkers are the best.
Yeah, you're like an angry little sheep. Zergalurgadurg! If you could make a brand new 40k army, what would it be? Also, would you like to see a bespoke Solar Auxiliary 40k army? Oh, that could be cool. Like a Solar Auxilia style 40k army. That could be super cool. A brand new 40k army? I would like to see... I'm going to butcher the name. The HRUD. The H-R-U-D. Google it. They were kind of like... There are these weird space aliens that always had kind of a Skaven vibe. But I think the old artwork always had them like with a little cloak over them, and it looked like they had a tail. You might have to put like 40k into there, Colin. But there were these weird little space aliens.
Oh, wow.
But then they showed them without. Yeah, then they showed that picture off, and like this is what it looks like, and they're terrifying. But see if you can find the old artwork where he's just like wearing a little hood, with like a little like looks like a Skaven tail coming out of it. He's probably going to be in a picture with like a ton of other aliens. It was like an old 3rd edition artwork thing. I remember seeing it.
Is it black and white?
Oh, yeah.
Is it this one?
Is
this one?
It might be. Is there just like a weird little guy with like a rat-looking tail thing?
Or in like big cloak with a sniper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they would be super cool because they've been floating around the lore for a while, and yeah, they would be cool. I want something completely different. I don't want another version of Space Marines or whatever. Like there's cool stuff out there to do, but yeah, give me the herd.
I just want space rats
because I think they've had like weird like giant migrations of them in the lore that just like completely demolish different sectors. Bam. Next, Sergeant Lorson. Help me with this one, Colin. I need the end of it. Josh, what's your take on the old 9mm versus 45 cal debate? I like me some 45 for range shooting, but I get that you can carry a lot more 9mm
around and bigger mags as well. In brackets, I love my HMK USP8.
Yeah, okay. So, 9mm versus 45. You gotta remember I'm in Canada, so you're not allowed to carry a pistol up here. And so your handguns are strictly for range purpose or collecting, you can't use them to hunt either. So 9mm versus 45, I enjoy shooting 45 a lot more because it just feels better. 9mm is a little snappy depending on the kind of gun you have. Look, I got an all steel frame pistol, so it's not that bad. And 9mm is not that bad anyways. I just find it's a little zippy. I really like 40 though too. And all your pistol mags up here are capped off to 10 anyway, so it doesn't really make a big difference. So up here, 9mm's cheaper. That's why I went with a 9. I kind of wish I went for a 45 because I enjoy shooting 45 a bit more. But whatever, like the next semi-auto I buy will probably be a 45. But it's back and forth. So yeah, ultimately it all comes down to your reason for carrying it. And for me, it's just to go range shooting with. But I shoot so... Like, I don't get the chance to get to the range very often. 45, who cares? It's a couple bucks more. Not the end of the world. Don Cernet. If I could start a 30k Blood Angels army, what would you recommend? Oh, geez, I don't know. There's a lot there. Email me on that one. In all honesty, just shoot me an email, and I'd love to talk about, different things you could do. Because you could do pretty much anything. You could do your, like, stereotypical, like, jump pack assault heavy type Blood Angels, but you could do like a Blood Angels artillery company and still make it super cool and lore appropriate. So I guess whatever you want to do. But yeah, email me, josh@miniwargaming.com, because I'd love to talk about it. Next up, Cavalry. I assume now, did you throttle down the comments, Colin? Or am I just not getting any anymore? Is this the natural end? Well, I didn't know. We're going a little over time, bud. I only got 3 questions left. I'm just making sure.
Well,
what's going on? I didn't know.
Send out another...
If people... I don't know. Like, how long am I supposed to be live for? Is it only supposed to be an hour?
Heck yeah.
I'm going to stay on as long as people are talking. If you're asking questions, I'll keep going. But if it fizzles off, then we'll be done.
Pretty much.
It's up to you, folks. Well, actually, I need help with Cavalry. 1455.
1455. How would someone get into 30k? I was considering it, but I'm confused whether you have to buy all the books, or can I just pick one that has an army you want to play?
Okay. For most of the legions, you need 3 books to play the game. You're going to need the core rule book, which is a red book. You're going to need the general Space Marine list, like the generic Space Marine list, which I can't remember the name. It's another red book. And then you're going to need the Legion book that has all the different Legion special rules. Except for the last one they put out a couple Legions since then. So you might, like if you wanted to play Imperial, what are one of the ones? Space Wolves. Their rules are in one of the black books. One of the big black books. So I'd recommend you could buy that. You could buy just doing Battle Scribe. But ultimately, it depends on what Legion you want to play. The majority of the Legions, you need the 3 main red books, and that'll be everything you need. Yeah, but again, that's another one. Feel free to shoot me an email, and I can help you figure out what stuff you need. Nibula. Josh, what faction you will play in AOS? Right now I play Beast Claws, and I will play the next faction I find cool that comes out. I don't know yet which it will be. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll play whatever I think is kind of cool and fun to collect. I typically like lower model count armies because I find them more fun to play.
Because Josh is lame.
You're lame with your stupid giant 55 wrap blocks.
45. I don't know why. I just always
Why not 50?
Because 50 was 100 points.
That's fair.
I don't know. It's not like I want to choose horde armies. The armies I like the aesthetic of and like the look of and everything always tend to end up more in the horde category.
That's more. It's the same thing for me. It just mine tend to end up in the more elite type category.
I wish it would make my painting life that much easier.
It makes the people I pay to paint my stuff lives easier, I think.
True.
GeoFits 4. I think it's time to see some Battlefleet Gothic on the channel, but seriously, have you ever played it and did you enjoy it? BFG is a super cool game. I played a little bit, not as much as I would have want. I really like that. I really like that system. I've got a small collection that probably wouldn't need too much TLC to be ready for. It's just we haven't had the time to sit down as a company and learn to play the game. So the big thing is we don't have any Battlefleet Gothic players here. So it's not one of those like, hey, you know, like Steve knows how to play BFG. We're going to start doing a little bit of coverage and he'll just kind of play against people on camera and sort of show them the ropes. We don't have that here. So it's a slow start for stuff like that. And we just haven't had the time to be able to do so. But yeah, BFG is a super cool game. Now, if I wasn't getting into Titanicus as hard as I am, then I might be thinking more about BFG. But Titanicus is another really good meaty rule set. Using, you know, big models and mandatory movement. So that's got me distracted from BFG totally right now.
Do you think that now that they've released Titanicus, they're going to do something similar? Like how they did Epic to Titanicus to
like
BFG to something new?
Okay, so Titanicus actually was the original release before Epic. Because it went old Titanicus back in '88, I believe.
Okay.
And eventually that kind of blossomed into being Epic.
Okay.
Yeah. So I assume they're going to put another BFG soon.
That'd be
super cool. I'm curious to see.
Well,
next.
I wonder if everyone can hear that.
The beeping?
The mailman backing up.
Yeah. Ninja Fish. How do you beat Elder Laytok with Imperial Guard? I mean, like, volume of fire is a big thing. I think part of it is I'm really disappointed they didn't do anything with the -1 to hit armies. I really am disappointed there wasn't something in chapter approved. So I guess the basic answer is wait for them to sort their rules out a little bit better. But one of the things for me is, I mean, like, it's the saturation of firepower. It depends on what the list is, because people can make some really, like, awful Laytok lists, like, just not fun to play against. And those people, whatever. I kind of tend not to run into many folks like that. But I guess one of the routes I went with the Guard is I got some allies, and those are my Imperial Knights. And they are able to use, because I went House Mortan, and their stratagem, I think it's Slayer and Shadows or something like that. You ignore modifiers to hit. So cool, there's an Eldar flyer stacking like -3 to hit. 1 command point, I don't care. Boom, you're dead.
Yeah, that works.
So I think, you know, as much as monofaction's cool in the way I prefer to play, you might look at adding some allied stuff in, but I'd say keep it fluffy, keep it lore appropriate, and you can still do that and have a more powerful army with more ways to deal with stuff. We're boring poor Cullen. He's falling asleep over there.
No, my coffee supplies run out. Only in this mug, though. I have more.
We got Des Royne. Are you picking up Middle-earth Strategy Battle Game now with the new edition hit? I did pick it up. I don't know if you mean me personally or the company. The company might very slowly start to do some stuff. We might put in a couple just random bat reps here and there. And if they're popular, then we'll sit down as a company and talk about if we're going to add that to the roster. Me personally, I have an Azog's Hunters list that I'm getting painted right now. So, and other guys have stuff too. So hopefully we'll see some of that. JC Phoenix, Josh, please create an elaborate plan to bring back Warhammer Fantasy to MiniWarGaming. So the thing for Fantasy back to MiniWarGaming is, like, it's pretty basic. Nobody here really wants to play it. And if we do want to play a little bit, I think the solution is we just play off camera.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's what it comes down to. It's one where it got so boring and so dry making Warhammer Fantasy bat reps, we lost all passion to do it. Even though we still love the game set, making bat reps for it just destroyed our love of the game, I guess. It just kind of wore us down. And it was just time to do something different. Now, a big part of that is that you saw near the end there, it's literally just Luca and Steve playing against each other. And even though their lists change every week, they're still basically the same thing. They're still a Steve-type list versus a Luca-type list. And that just didn't work for keeping fantasy going. We might still play every once in a while, and who knows, maybe, you know, if we kind of feel like it will, because I still have my Ogre Kingdoms army on square base. But then I've got a new Ogre Kingdoms army that's on round base, but they're in square base movement trays. So like I got a ton of ogres, and if people feel like playing one day, then maybe we will. But yeah, it just wasn't sustainable for us anymore. Doing it on the regular like that. Wrath of Bambi. Who is the best 30k character and why is it Sevatar? Of course it's Sevatar. I think he's the coolest. I think Sevatar is by far the coolest 30k character, and I think it's because Mr. Dembski Bowden did a fantastic job of building him as a character. The second best character, and only some of you will get this reference, but the second best 30k character is Strabo. We'll see how many people know what that reference is. I assume I'm saying it right. Strabo, I think was his name. I'm gonna check using my mouse. Why do you hate the mouse so much?
I just do.
Yeah, but why?
No good. It clicks aggressively.
It clicks aggressively. I know, I'm the worst.
This is so entertaining, Josh. You're so riveting.
Wow, that cuts deep. I just want to make sure I had the right guy, Colin.
Yeah, look it up and it's going to be like bow straw.
I know, no, it's something completely different. Okay, you got to help me with the next three are super long. Don Cernet, 1508.
Where is Don's one? Okay. The thing is one?
Yeah.
The thing is, I love the Legion Dreadnought, and
of course,
okay. If they release the
Sanguinius?
Is that how you spell Sanguinius?
No,
okay.
That's what he's going for.
Okay. If they release the Sanguinius model, I'm going to get it, but I don't know if I need some infantry and some vehicles, or I could go the quote-unquote 40k way with a lot of jump pack units and stuff.
So what you're going to do is, as cool as the Primarchs are, I would build a 2,500 point list without having Sanguinius be a thing. He doesn't even have a modeler rules yet, but build a 2,500 point list, even if he was out without him, and then think about adding him later. Because yeah, you can do the jump thing, but you know, having boots on the ground, like the thing is for 30k of the different legions, there might be things that the legions specialize in, but they can all do whatever you need them to do. So ultimately, you got to figure out what the coolest image in your mind is for an army. Don't worry so much about the effectiveness of the army, because the chances are, somebody's smoking outside again.
I know.
If you build something that looks cool, chances are it's going to be an effective enough force to play and have fun. Next up's Orion, 1509. Go, Colin, go.
Oh.
So right now I'm doing a local tournament at power level, doing Space Wolves 8th. I'm having to face Orcs Town, a super cheesy demon army.
Tips. Literally just tips.
I don't know 8th edition Space Wolves. I played against them like once or twice. I don't really know. I wish I could give you something interesting on that one, but I just don't. Lucas, you're going to talk to because he kind of knows Space Wolves for 40k.
Maybe this is the time to do... we're going to close the questions in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, we will shut down the questions in about 5 minutes from now. So if you got questions, get them in, and you got 5 minutes. Colin will be running the countdown.
3:24.
He'll tell me when to close the comments off, but I'll finish answering anybody that throws questions in here. Zergler Derg, 1509, Cullen. Loved your talk about the difference between match play versus organized play, and I agree. If you can make a change to 40k to facilitate that, what
would you do?
Okay. I don't know yet, but I'm actually starting to put a lot more serious thought into it on how I want to run some different events at the bunker when the bunker opens. Because I'll be kind of overseeing all the events. I want to do traditional tournaments, ITC stuff and all that. But I also want to look at a couple different ways to run events that are still competitive. People are there to win, but it's not your ITC kind of standard stuff. You know what I mean? So I've been thinking about how. I'm not entirely sure how yet, but I think it's going to be to do with mission packs and power level. Because I'm pretty open about the fact I went down to WarGamesCon in Texas a couple months back and got to spend a lot of time with and take part in the event being put on by the Narrative guys, and they've been a huge inspiration for me in how I enjoy the game and some of the events that I want to run. Not saying I'm not going to, like I said, I want to run ITC in different, more traditional events, but I want to run stuff similar to how they run some of their events. If you haven't checked out the Narrative guys, go ahead and search them up. It's a really cool group of guys running some really amazingly fun events. Next up, Nibla. 15, oh no, sorry, I got this whole one. Why Heroes 3 is the beast game of all time on PC? Oh, and if you could move faction from one fantasy universe to AOS, what would it be? So the one faction I would love to see a Age of Sigmar interpretation of would be probably the Bretonnians. I want to see a really good heavy cavalry force. And that's part of the reason why I love the Beast Claws so much, is because they're a good heavy cavalry, fast, hit hard, elite kind of force. But to an extreme, I would love to see proper Bretonnian-esque rules. They're not going to be knights riding horses, but some variation of that would be cool. If you watch some of my games where I play Stormcast, I've tried to emulate that in the past, and I can't get it to feel right or play right. So I'd love to see an army that does that really well. You got what? A 2-minute warning to get questions in if you got them, but I guess there's a 15-second delay, so a minute 45 warning.
Yep.
BG Krieger, do you plan on doing a chapter proof review? Not really. We might sit down and go over it. We might do like a retrospective review kind of thing. Like once we've had it and played with it for a couple weeks or however long, we might kind of look at it. We had thought about it when we first got the book and really sunk our teeth into it. We had such mixed feelings, and the timing didn't work out well, so we didn't do one. But I will probably go back and kind of go over it. But there's a lot of stuff right now that there's a lot of strong opinions on, but we wanted to kind of feel it out a bit more and play a bit more with it before we really went too far into it. Also, like I said, the timing just wasn't right. Kev Berry, if you had to put every staff member of MiniWarGaming as a Space Marine, what unit type would they be based on personality and such? Oh, geez. Space Marine unit type. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Lee, I think both Lee and Rob would be some, maybe Aaron too, would be some kind of Tech Marine support type. Not really frontline, but kind of frontline. Cullen, I guess I'd lump you in there too.
Great, I just lumped in.
Yeah, that's about as much as you deserve. Luca, what unit type would he be?
Part of me wants to say aggressor just because of the name, but I know that they're not very aggressive.
Yeah, but Luca is very aggressive. Luca would be some like Assault Terminator type. He's kind of just indestructible and overly aggressive, but kind of one-dimensional.
Yeah?
Steve, I'd probably put as the aggressor. You know,
one
thing to an extreme when it's shooting.
Not a cataphractic Terminator. I don't know why I said it weird.
Yeah, why'd you say it that way? No. Because they're less one-dimensional. Steve likes to shoot stuff. It's pretty much it.
Don't we all like to shoot stuff though?
I guess so. But Steve, it's to an extreme.
I know. It's annoying. It's 9 mech guns to an extreme.
It's true, yeah. You could bring 8, but no, he's got 9. Crispy. I guess almost kind of the librarian type, that kind of just hidden knowledge that nobody understands. He does stuff, but nobody's quite sure what.
Yep.
We got a basic idea, but we can't figure it out. Matt and Dave. I don't know. I mean, like, it'd be easy to say they're some type of, like, lieutenant or captain type, and I think that's probably where I go with it, because they're...
Yeah, okay.
They're nominally in charge.
Mm-hmm.
No, I guess maybe Dave would be a chaplain.
Okay, I can see that.
It's kind of loud. Inspirational. Yeah.
Matt doesn't really carry a stick often, but...
Yeah, but he does a lot of yelling.
Okay, well, I'll give that to you.
Yeah. Matt... Matt would be a tough one. Because none of us listen to him. So maybe Captain wouldn't work. Yeah, I guess maybe Captain. Like, he can motivate us to reroll 1s. Not reroll everything, like,
2s, then that.
No, 2s, and no. Just you reroll 1s. Yeah. We'll go that route. And did I miss anybody? I think I got everybody.
It's just a lot of Tech Marines is what it is.
There's a bunch of Tech Marines. A lot of Tech Marines going on.
We're just trying to fix things, and we're like, what? There's nothing to fix.
Yep. I mean, while the rest of us are running around killing stuff.
And breaking. It's actually just like 3 of us following Luca around, fixing whatever Luca breaks.
It's true. Ask Cullen when we'll see you Skaven in AOS.
You can close the thing now, just so you know.
Close. This is your last chance. Closed. Ask Cullen when we'll see you Skaven in AOS. We won't, because he refuses to rebase them.
Yep. You will see my Skaven in AOS. Well, again, I say this in my personal Skaven. When we get new rules for Skaven in AOS, that inspires me to repaint a whole new army. Yep. That's the way it's going to go. I am going to paint a new army of the Rat People when I see something new and something that inspires me really to get back into it, because my fantasy army is my fantasy army. It's my first army, and it's staying the way it is. I don't care how many people tell me to change it. And as for, like, if you want to see me play them, that's Josh's thing. The studio's got an army I can play.
Do you know how to play AOS? Oh, I think it's back to a Cullen thing now. Learn to play the game, bud, and I'll schedule you in.
I haven't had more opportunities to play.
Well, if you don't have opportunities to play, how can you complain it's my fault that you're not playing?
Because you don't give me the opportunity. I'm blaming you.
Pretty sure it's Matt that keeps you busiest.
You're not wrong.
That's the thing about me, is that, I'm not always right. But most often, I'm not wrong.
That worked too well.
That worked really well. Yeah, see, this wouldn't work.
Put it in your beard.
No. I just said it wouldn't work. Wrath of Bambi. 1521, go Cullen.
What?
It's a long question.
Oh.
1521, Wrath of Bambi.
I literally do one. I was like, I supposed to start singing like,
you were
Cullen. What?
Cullen, raise the roof.
I was confused.
I noticed.
Do you ever think that they will change Space Wolves back to Space Vikings? The wolf thing has gone too far. Thunderwolves look dumb, and Wolfen look like they are doing an old Russian dance instead of being scary werewolf/berserkers.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I don't think they will. Because they're, like, too far down the wolf hole right now. Like, it's just, like... Did you like that one, Colin?
Yeah, I did.
Well, I mean, like, they went so far. I would love to see... You know what? I'd love to see the Space Wolf Civil War, where everybody, like, all the Viking-type guys are like, we've had enough of this.
I'm sick of your
We're
wolfiness.
going over here being Vikings. You guys can be wolves over there. Yeah, I really don't like it. And I get it. I really like the older aesthetic of Space Wolves. And when I say older, I'm talking like 3rd edition. And I really like the 30K aesthetic of Space Wolves, where they're Vikings with a very strong wolf kind of motif. I don't think they can go back. I agree with you. I don't like the concept of Thunderwolf cavalry. I don't like how they look. I mean, for what they are, they're cool looking models. Like, the sculptor did a good job with what he was supposed to create. I just don't like the idea of what he was supposed to create.
Yeah, like if somebody came to you and said, hey, make some Space Marines riding wolves, you would not complain about it if you were given that.
Well, I mean, I'm just imagining, like, the guy sitting there and he's like, we're going to sculpt these new amazing Space Wolves Marines, and yeah, cool, I'm so excited. Yeah, okay, so what are they going to be like, boss? Well, they're going to be Space Marines riding giant wolves. What?
Wait, you want me to do what now?
You do what? They're riding wolves. And then, yeah, the new Wolfen, again, like, from a technical perspective, they're kind of cool. I just don't like the aesthetic. It's not my jam. And I really like the old 13th Company rules from, like, 3rd edition. And I like the old metal Wolfen models. They were super cool. They don't stand up nowadays anymore because they're tiny.
Wolves?
Yeah.
Those look cool.
But with the direction they took the lore, the guy that did the Wolfen did a good job. Again, I just don't love how they took the lore.
Mm-hmm.
Teach their own, though. The thing is, like, every time I complain, and I don't always do a good job of making this abundantly clear, Necromunda, it's just like when I complain about stuff, it's just like my opinion, man. I'm not saying like what other people should think ever. It's just this is what I think. Last one here. You look so uncomfortable.
I was itchy.
Oh, well, that makes sense. It's uncomfortable.
It itched in the bridge of my nose behind my glasses. It's an awkward place to itch.
Okay, so the last one here, the most important question of them all. 1526, Mighty Hobbit 716. Go, Colin. Go, Colin.
There we go. Hey, Josh. Glad to catch a part of the Sit and Talk Live still. My question is simple. Is there a chance we can get a D&D how to covering
character creation?
How to video covering character. Oh, okay. I get what the question is. Doing a how to create a D&D character video series, I guess. Sorry for butchering that question. I am good at the English.
I know. I noticed. I don't really know if that's something. I mean, I guess if people want to. Okay, so
it's that thing of like, yeah, like I mean, we're just diving into all the D&D stuff, and I get that there's a good portion of our audience who might want that kind of stuff, but I feel like there's also a bunch of other people who might already have those videos that exist.
I assume so, but I mean, like, I think there's other people that have videos that exist of other stuff that we do that people like to watch.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, if they like our format of doing it, I guess. So, I mean, the chances of that video or video series is pretty slim, I think. But maybe it'd be cool to do character creation stuff. Okay, so here's the thing, and like, here's the reason I'm salty about us doing D&D.
Because Josh isn't.
Because I'm kind of an idiot. Because I remember when Matt came to the crew and said, you know, who's interested in D&D? And I used to play 3rd and 3.5 way back, you know, in my younger years. And it was fun and all that, but I was really holding out I really like Dark Heresy as a system. And so I said, you know what, I'm like a 50-50. I couldn't care less if I played D&D or not. If you want me to, cool. And if you don't want me to, cool. And I guess I'm like proud of myself for taking the appropriate road and letting the people that were more excited to do it be a part of it. But there's another big part of me that's like because I catch some of the stream when they do it, and I've started to read just the basics of 5th edition and how it works. And oh man, am I salty! I'm not playing right now. I want to
Yeah.
It's not something I'm like actually like properly upset about. I'm just kind of like, oh dang, I wish I was taking part in that.
I know. I'm sitting behind the computer being like, I really like doing this, but I wish I was playing.
was I thought more and more, and like I would love to, because I mean, I would love to play a more social character now, because I've learned more of Matt's GMing style and what he wants out of player characters, and how he designs his encounters and stuff like that. So now that I have a better understanding of that, I'd be a lot.
Stream is disconnected.
Oh, did we just cut us off?
I don't know if the stream is disconnected. Are we crashed? Did we crash?
Did we crash? Did you ruin it?
Did we crash? I didn't ruin it. It just says it's trying to it says reconnecting.
And I guess there's no comments coming through now.
And now we're offline.
Oh, that
Stream
sucks.
is attempting to what? I think we're live again.
Are we live again? Did we disconnect?
It said disconnecting or trying to reconnect for a moment. Are we back on? Is everything live again?
Are they saying that we're back?
I see you blinking on Twitch. That's nice, Josh. That's nice.
Did you like that?
Yeah. Okay, well, sorry about that. That was weird.
How long were we disconnected for? What was because I can jump back in that conversation. Like, when did you lose me?
I don't know.
I'm asking them.
Don't ask me. I was part of that.
How am I supposed to ask them without you thinking it's for you, Colin? Do you want to say, like, this is for not Colin?
Yeah.
And then ask it?
Aaron said like a minute. What was the last word you guys remember Josh saying?
Yeah, what was I rambling about?
1 minute.
I was rambling about 1 minute?
Salty about not playing D&D.
Yeah, that's like a 20-minute conversation.
Right? Yeah, that was I don't even, like, it didn't
That's
even,
weird.
It didn't even, like, never had it, I don't know if that was an internet issue, because typically, like, my issues of the past have been the program crashing, but the program didn't crash.
At least it happened to, like, me and not one of the more popular content producers.
Wow. Just roast himself. How you liked 5e rules? Okay, so
the 5th edition looks really cool, and I'm starting to look more and more, and yeah, I'm just kind of like, dang, like, I really wish I was taking part in this now. I still think I made the right decision by letting the people that are more excited to play. But there's a part of me that's like, man, I should have just been a bully and just been like, I'm doing it.
and just going back on the question of making a video about how to make a character, I think it's kind of interesting because a lot of what you do when making a character is like be creative and actually make a character, so I don't really know how you'd be like, and then you think of who your parents are, and like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I wonder, like, it just doing a video where it's like Matt sitting down with one of the players and just they make a character. So it's less of a how-to and it's just watch how we do it kind of thing.
Okay.
I think that could be interesting either way.
And I think a big thing also is to preface it to being like, this is not how everybody does it, because D&D is such an open system.
Right.
The rules aren't as fixed as most other games.
Correct, yeah.
So it's I think it's one of those, it's a super different game.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think I was talking about Matt's GMing style, I think. And so I understand his GMing style a little bit more, how he builds encounters, and, you know, how he is able to tailor that to the PCs. So I would love to play a more, I don't know what the right term is for it, but let's call it social character, as opposed to like a more combat kind of character. Like a more fun to play character, and it's not just about trying to have the best stats and do the most damage kind of stuff. Because I started looking at the Warlock, and I'm like, I don't know, I just want to play, because part of it's like, I guess from the past sessions we've done for Dark Heresy, what people had fun with, but I had the idea just pop into my head where I'm like, I'm just going to play a Warlock that has a tiny demon as a familiar, and he just freaks out whenever he loses sight of him. Like, he's okay, but he's like terrified of him too.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like the evil monkey living in Chris's closet kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I find like anything with familiars and stuff slightly, where like D&D characters with pets.
Yeah.
Like a little bit, only because it's one of those things that a lot of people like forget to role play with at all until it's convenient for that moment.
Right.
Of like, oh, but then my demon's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then my ferret comes out of my pocket and it steals. You know, and you're like,
yeah.
You haven't mentioned feeding him or doing anything with him for the past 3 sessions. It's just now when he's super convenient, is it relevant?
I guess the GM, Matt would have to play him almost like an NPC. But I'd love some like tiny little demon monkey constantly trying to kill me that I'm terrified of, but it's also like my companion.
It's for some reason like soul bonded to you,
right?
And neither of you can die, but you both hate each other.
You know, it's like a warlock, and I was able to beseech the gods and get these kind of crazy powers, and be like, oh, I get my own demon, and then like it's just like it doesn't listen to me and it hates me and wants to kill me. It's like a super upset little tiny imp that just is like, if I kill this warlock, I won't be, stuck with him anymore. I can go get a better warlock.
I don't like this. This is a really lame warlock.
Right? Like, this guy's terrible. I would love to play that character. But I guess that's my rambling with the concept of that. But I think Cullen cut you off for a question, so I think that's the stream.
We have significantly dropped viewers since our internet dying.
That's fair. That's fair. What are we down to now?
41. Hey, we are 37. Now we're back up.
Oh, see? Okay. Yeah.
But I think that's it.
There's a lot of people hanging in there. Hopefully you folks enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you had fun. Remember that next week it's not going to be sit and talk on Thursday. It's going to be D&D. But we will be able to pick it up the week after that. So if you have questions you want to leave for Steve, you can do them on this video. Just know that it's going to take twice as long for him to get to them.
And do it on the MiniWarGaming website.
Right, not on YouTube, yeah, because we don't typically answer anything off of YouTube. Yeah, I think that's it. Hopefully you folks had fun. Did you have fun, Colin?
I mean, though I might be underwater, yes, I did.
Awesome.
I should wish everybody a happy holidays.
I'm getting there. You could wish them happy holidays first, bud.
I
You're
will.
like my ma.
You're ma!
Ma! But yeah, so big thanks to everybody that tuned in for this.
Even larger thanks to everybody from me.
The biggest thanks possible to everybody that left questions.
Infinite thanks!
No, I said biggest. Biggest is this. I guess it's the same as infinite. Is it?
I'm not going to think about that.
But yeah, a big thanks to everybody that left questions. And of course, big thanks to everybody that has subscribed on Twitch to support us. It goes away to help us keep going here at MiniWarGaming, and big thanks to everybody that is, a Vault member here at MiniWarGaming to support us. You guys are all awesome. Keep being awesome. Happy Wargaming, and Merry Christmas to everybody. Enjoy the holidays. Spend some time with your family. Email Cullen and tell him why he's terrible at everything.
Merry Christmas. Everyone hates Josh.